Okay guys, I'm gonna add another watch to the foray of how we troubleshoot a watch. I've got a beautiful Breitling 18 karat gold watch here. Watch is in pretty good shape, except it does not run. Now we tried winding it, and you can see here that the second hand is not turning. This should be spinning. This is the second hand. The large hand here is for the chronograph, and then we have 30-minute marker for the chronograph, and then hours marker for the chronograph. So what is wrong with this watch? Why is it not running? Let's open her up and find out. Take our handy tool, make sure that we've got it on the right size. Let's pop her open. Okay. Okay, the flywheel works. Spins in both directions. That's what I want to see. I'm going to take the flywheel off of this. Okay. Let's get that flywheel off. Put that aside. Now it's time to delve into this thing. Okay. So first things I like to check, always first thing I check, is whether or not the balance staff and the balance wheel are okay. So I'm going to put a little pressure on the balance and see if there's any vertical movement in it, which there's not. It only oscillates back and forth. This particular one is not running. So if we look inside, we can see one of the train gears. If I can get back on that. Deep in this watch, under the balance, there is one of the train gears here, and I'm just going to put a little pressure on that. See if I can get this to turn, and it is not turning. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Not sure if it's seized up or not. We know the chronograph doesn't work. Let's flip this open. Let's take a look at, let's unscrew this, pull it out to the first click, and let's see. Let's pull out to the second click. Let's set the date. Let's get down there. Make sure we're at. I'm going to set this watch for noon, just to make sure that I'm not going to screw up any of the under dial mechanics. There we go. We just hit the 5 a.m., 6 a.m. Okay, so this is the 12 noon position. Push that in all the way so it's at the 0 position. Pull it out to the first click and see if we can change the date. Sounds good. I've already changed the time. And let's give this a little turn again. Nothing. Nothing. Okay. The next thing I want to do again is to pull the balance out, but sadly on this watch I'm going to have to take the movement out to get the balance out. So on this particular model we have to loosen these two screws here. These are the case screws for the watch. And I'm going to loosen that up there a little bit. The second one is over here. We're going to loosen this up. I bet you it's been a while since this watch was ever looked at. Let's loosen that up. And I'm going to pull the crown out, and if you remember, there's usually a place where you can loosen a screw or push in clutch release with the crown out to the 0 position. I'm going to push down on clutch release gently and pull the crown out. Should come slightly out with ease. And now I can turn this, maybe. to pull the screws out if I don't have to. Loosen it up a little bit. Do a little play in there. Let's get a little play in this one. Get these little locks out of place. Well, gonna give me a hard time. We'll pull it out all the way. Put that aside. Pull the movement right out. Okay, let's get a watch ring holder equal size of the watch movement. There we go. And you can see we have no movement, no play, no free play on that. Now 7750s are known to have some issues with magnetism. So a lot of times I'll just try demagnetizing a watch. Now there are some, you can go look at videos of demagnetizing. I use an electric demagnetizer. It will pull all the magnetism out of the watch if you do it correctly. I'm going to go do that now. Okay, so now that the watch has been demagnetized, I'm going to look for free play in that, and I'm still not getting any free play. So let's take a look at the next step, which is to pull the balance, complete balance out of the watch. And what we're going to do is we're going to gently unscrew this. Trying to do this ever so gently so as not to do any damage to the balance wheel. Take my balance screw out. I'm going to remove the complete balance. Put that in the parts tray. Remember guys, I told you the importance of parts trays. And now we're going to take a look at the escape wheel. We can get in there. Okay guys, so what I'm going to do is I am going to slowly take a look at what's going on with this watch. And by pulling out the balance, I try to take a look at, is the pallet fork damaged? Is the escape wheel damaged? Are any of the gears damaged? Is the watch dirty? And if I look closely, I'm going to zoom in here on some parts, like all these jewels and the pinions, they're all in great shape. This watch looks really, really good. So what's the problem? Does anybody see it? I'm looking at this watch and I just noticed it. Right here should be a screw. Where is that screw? It ain't in the case. Let's take a look. So the most obvious place that a screw might come out and go, you can see that with the plates all around this watch movement, we're going to look at all the obvious spots. They're coming here on the surface. I don't see it. Everything looks good. Everything's articulating properly. Let's try to take a closer look inside. And oh, look at that. You guys see it? Right there. That screw came out of this hole, made its way through the balance, and got wedged into the escape wheel. Let's pull that out. Now, the trick with a 7750 movement is, let's hope to God we don't have to take all these plates off. That's a 2-hour job. So I'm going to grab my microscope and the finest tweezers I have. We're going to go in there, we're going to seize up this movement and see if we can get that screw out. Basically, to do that, I'm going to just take my tool and get in there ever so gently and try to wedge that screw out without doing any damage to the watch movement. It's kind of hard to videotape that, so I'm actually not going to videotape it, but We're going to try to get that out, guys. Okay, look at what I found. Look at that. Case screw, plate screw. Actually, that's a plate screw. We're going to put that aside. No damage whatsoever. So, it looks like, if I take a zoom in to that, if you notice, the escape wheel is turning good. That's what I want to see. I'll bet you that if I get that balance wheel back in this watch, this thing's going to take right off. Okay guys, we're going to put the balance back in, and I bet you this watch is going to take right off. I'm pretty happy with the fact that we got that screw out, we put it back in. Let's get this back in place. And let's just make sure that our pallet fork is aligned properly. Right there. Okay. Come in at my good angle. Come under that wheel. In there, right. Just be gentle. Let that run a little bit. I think my customer is going to be very happy that I saved him a small little fortune. Put the balance screw back in. And then very gently, I'm going to just let the screwdriver do all the work. Okie dokie guys, I think we got this problem solved. One of the issues I'm having with this is that the rim is holding back the second hand. So we're going to let that run for a minute. I think we can assemble this watch back together. Looks like it's running really good now. My customer happens to be around the corner today, so I'm going to give him a call after I put this back in the case and tell him, come and pick up your happy Breitling. Okay, let's get the crown back in. Now before I tighten the case screws, I like to put the crown in. Make sure that it's seated correctly. I'm going to push down on that clutch release, get it in there. And when I turn that, that should wind, and it does. I should pull it up. First click, second click. Now, I also like to screw down the crown because it holds the, pretty much holds everything in place as I tighten up the case screws. I also put that one loose case screw in off camera. I'm going to get that back into position. Loosen this up. Wedge that under the frame. And we're going to do the same with the other one. Get that on camera. Nice. Okie dokie. Let's Loosen the screw up. Let's turn this case holder around. There we go. Tighten that up. We'll tighten this one up. Beauty part is the watch is back together, so if I flip it over, let's take a look at that. Now, stop the chronograph, reset the chronograph. Oh, nice, back to normal. Let's start that again. See, the second hand is moving. If I start the chronograph, we're just going to let that run a minute. I'm going to let that wind over. I'll speed it up so you can see what I'm looking for is that the chrono minute indicator will move over one notch. Perfect. Gonna reset that. We're good to go. Let's put this bad boy back together again. Get the flywheel back in place. Okay, again, 7750 winds in one direction. It winds counterclockwise. Does not wind clockwise. Now remember, this is an 18 karat gold case. The case is soft. We want to tighten this up, but we don't want to put pressure where we're going to scratch the gold. Hey guys, may the 4th be with you. Today is May 4th. Let's get that set. And it is approximately 12:42, 43. Oh, 43. And guys, that's how we do a little troubleshooting and small, uneventful repair for this beautiful Breitling watch. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give this video a thumbs up. If you want to see more of these watch repairs and jewelry repair videos, subscribe to my channel. And if you want to share them with anybody, I'd appreciate it. The more you share, the more views I get. Also, this is May of 2019. I'm running a contest. Who can win an Invicta Pro Diver watch, automatic. So take a look at that video. Let me know what you think of that watch. And if you want a chance to win, as long as you're a subscriber or a registered user on my website, you will have a chance on June 1st to win that watch. Again, this is going to run all of May 2019. Hope you guys enjoyed this video again. Have a great day.